Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Good afternoon. Since it's nice weather now, i.e. the temperature is not hot, it's not cold, it's just right. I cleaned up the table out here in the atrium to the quarantine room. And I've got those 3 baby King Cobras to force feed, and I don't necessarily enjoy force feeding, especially the kings. It really sort of takes it out of you. They're rather tricky little beasts, but I figured this would probably also be an opportunity for everybody to see them out and frolicking on the tabletop, trying to kill me. Say hello. I know, but it's nighttime. Yes, I've disturbed their slumber because don't you go anywhere. Come on. They are indeed runners and poopers. Hello. Yes, thank you. Ah, yes. Hello, I'm over here. That's just Mr. Hook. Now, the proper way to deal with any king, okay, and this is the way I like to do it, and you know, there's lots of people that have different techniques, is you try to keep the front third of their body on the mat, and you try not to let their tail wrap around your wrist, of course, depending on the length. And this way they can't go running off, and sometimes they can't go up. Especially as they get a little bit larger. Hey, where are you going? Oh. And this sort of allows you to maintain some control of the situation. Always try to anticipate where the head's going and know, and it's sort of like poker, know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Now come on. You don't even want to try to escape out here, because if I think you're going to succeed, you're not going to survive, because I'm going to have to take you out. So it's best if you just go with the flow and realize that we're gonna eat whether you want to or not, right? Huh? Yeah. I really hate doing this to them too, because they're very, very smart, very intelligent, and very cranky. No, they're not cranky, they're just defensive. You've got this, you know, big thing that's going to stuff something down their throat, and who's got them by the tail. So naturally, you'd expect this sort of reaction out of them. And again, these are Indo Kings, and we try to be as gentle as we can with them. Occasionally, well, might I add, as we are with all of our animals, but Sometimes if they're really trying to kill you, you have no choice but to be rough and abrupt. Oh, you are a slippery little sod. You are a slippery little sod. Now, although I don't like their body wrapping around my hand, at any given time, it's somewhat okay when I've got their pointy little end there more or less under control. Yeah, I know, you wanna swing that head around and stick that fang in there, don't you, huh? Yeah, here, well, look at the camera, look at yourself. Hello. Now the eyes protrude a little bit from the head, so that gets them out to a place where they can get good stereo vision down their snouts. And the favorite place for King Cobras to hunt are in tree branches or in bushes, so they can oversee the surrounding area and, you know, eyeball anything that moves through the area, like a rat snake or some other snake that might be a tasty morsel. Then they climb down and head in the direction of the mobile morsel that they're hoping to get a hold of. And, you know, they scent locate then, and when they cross the path, they turn in the appropriate direction and then track the animal. If you ask me, that's a pretty smart way of doing it, rather than occasionally coming across a scent trail as you go around the jungle. And for those of you who have been over in Indonesia, the jungles are pretty big, and to randomly come across you know, something to eat really requires some sort of methodology, doesn't it, bud? Huh? Okay, well, we visited. Now we have to do the unpleasant part, and I've chosen relatively normal size pinkies, I guess you would call them. Ooh, you little stinker. Yeah, I know, you're trying to bite me. That's understandable. And what I do is I'll start with a smaller one and sort of get the pump primed here, so to speak. There you go. Okay, now I feel a little bit better because the venom that was in waiting. Oh, you little stinker. You are a stinker. Was, at least some of it was expressed into the head of Mr. Pink here. Now, some people will use the edge of a credit card to open the king's mouth, because they have vice-like jaws, and you know they need that because it takes a few minutes for the venom to take effect, so they have to be able to hold on. So they've been known to bulldog you, and then I just move as quickly as I can. I apply firm, gentle pressure until it goes down the hatch, and then, you know, here we have he or she is rolled on her back, its back, and making life difficult. But the whole idea is sometimes it's better to let them roll than to try to stop them and have the head get loose. So I usually let them pretty much do the roly-poly thing if they so desire. Now, you know, I don't really want to hold them very tight behind the head. I do have them fairly loose, and the reason for that is you know, snakes have delicate neck muscles and bones. You know, I don't want to injure the animal. So, you know, although this is forceful and certainly no fun to have your esophageal sphincters and stretched like this abruptly. Everybody's stretched one or more. Whoa, here, whirling dervish. Corkscrew, huh? Yes, you're literally trying to screw me to death. What I was saying is, you know, everybody's overstretched, have taken a bite of food that was a little bit larger than they anticipated, and everybody knows that that feels very unpleasant going down the old chute there. So I try to take it easy with these guys and not really, you know, force it. I'll spin it so it gets a little bit lubricated. Now, you little stinker, trying to get leverage. They will put any part of their body around anything in order to get leverage so they can get free and bite you. You are a stinker. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There. You're a screwy one today, huh? You are a screwy one. So the way you counter the screwy thing is you just hang them straight up by the head and let them dangle. Then they can't get any leverage to spin their body around. Okay, so now we got 3 pinks in the pipe. And we'll work them fairly well down. Oh, you got foot and mouth disease, huh? Whoa, that's in a place where I don't really want to visit. That's right next to the old fang, huh? Do you want me to get that out? Gotta open up, you gotta cooperate. Where is it? Oh, I hate when those mice legs get stuck to the roof of my mouth, too. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, how'd you like one of these little mouse limbs stuck to the roof of your mouth? Ooh, that's no fun at all. Okay, bud. Or buddy. You're good. And now I'll just add a little water in case it wants to drink. Requires humidity regardless. Kings, you know, quite often are found in and around water. You know, mountain streams and such. So they, it's important to keep them, you know, well humidified and such. Okay, now we will we'll entertain the second one. Now this is number 1. I think this is the biggest and the strongest of the trio that I got. There were 25 or so in the brood, or 28, and I think the mother double clutched. And subsequently, that's a lot of snakes to care for. You know, as I've told you time and time again, it's not the adults that are, you know, are bothersome and take a lot of time to care for. You're getting ready to whip around there, aren't you? Huh? It's these little tykes. You know, if you have to force feed a whole bunch of Indonesian kings, it can really keep you busy. I mean, you saw how long that took me to do that one. Okay, now I was talking and playing at the same time, but you know, it'll take me sometimes, you know, 10 minutes for the whole process for each. So multiply 10 minutes by 25 or so babies, and you have a significant amount of time on your hands. You know, if your collection is 5,000 snakes, like the fellow that I got these from, you know, it's a lot of mouths to take care of and feed on a weekly basis. So, here we go, is our second victim here. Come on. You're not so cooperative, are you? You're longer than your other sibling, huh? You know, this is the towel that I had handy. Must do some laundry. And I don't know if I like this towel for pinning and working